Satan's prophecy. Satan's prophecy. Now, this is truly a spiritual message, and this is just a very unusual message, very prophetic message, very, once again, prophetic message. Yes, it is. But Satan's prophecy. Yeah, this stuff is deep. This stuff gets deep, and this is truly a spirit-led message, concerning this. But Satan's prophecy. Yeah, I mean, this stuff truly consists of a lot of deep stuff. And what you got to understand is many people are part of Satan's prophecy, whether you believe in this or not, no matter who you are hearing this, many of you certain individuals even hearing this could potentially be part of Satan's prophecy, depending on who you are in the spirit. This has nothing to do with looks, and this has nothing to do with emotions and all that stuff. No. But Satan's prophecy. And what does this really consist of? I mean, yeah, this stuff is deep because, see, the thing is about Satan's prophecy is that, once again, Satan's kingdom is very real matter. That's what you people got to understand about Satan, and Satan's kingdom, I mean, Satan's kingdom will overtake many souls. I'll just leave it at that matter, and Satan's prophecy is, taking souls to hell, taking souls to the lake of fire, and yeah, I mean, ultimately just torturing many souls, many people and certain beings. Yeah. Because these certain beings are going to be tormented with him as well. That's what you got to understand about Satan's prophecy. And yeah, I mean, his prophecy is, it is into fruition. If I'm being real, it is. It's already a relevant thing. That's what you got to understand. People are burning and all that deep stuff. The stuff is not a game. That's what you got to understand. And Satan's prophecy, it has nothing to more or less do with God. That's what you gotta understand. Although he does go to God about this stuff, because the God of Israel is overall in control of everything. Is what you gotta understand. The earth realm and the spirit realm. But see, Satan's prophecy, it's just dealing with like his kingdom advancing and him taking over the earth realm and overall him just taking souls to hell. This could be celebrities. This could be normal civilians. This could be, just wicked-hearted people. Yeah, they're definitely a part of this. Wicked people, people in just all these certain categories of different people. You can be a normal civilian, all these different people and beings, I want to say, too. Yeah, they're a part of Satan's prophecy. I'm being very real, and this stuff is truly not a game because Satan's prophecy, once again, it's dealing with him taking souls to hell, to the lake of fire. And it's also dealing with, as I'm being led by the Spirit, it's also dealing with him just presenting himself to certain people, as he already has too. That's what you got to realize about Satan. But anyhow, it's dealing with him presenting himself to certain people and him offering deals and contracts. This is not the Hollywood stuff that you people be thinking about. No. The contracts that I'm talking about is these demonic contracts with other demons of Satan's kingdom, and they sign this spiritually. Some have already signed it. I want to say like some have already signed it. Like I want to say like in a certain time frame, and then others come into signing it. Is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, these certain individuals and beings signed this contract with Satan in spirit realm. That's what you gotta understand. This has nothing to do with all that Hollywood stuff you people are used to. No. This has nothing to do with that. But yeah, these contracts do consist of like them doing certain things and them receiving certain amounts of power to come against God's people too. That's what you got to realize, because Christians and all that funny stuff, these people will not be knowing about this as well. But certain people may hear this, and that's fine too. It's fine. But I'm just letting you know that Christians and all these religions and all that stuff, no, that stuff, that religion is going to, and that's the thing, as I'm being led by the Spirit. Yeah, religion is a part of Satan's prophecy too. It is, and religion is dealing with, like, just to get more in depth about it, from the Spirit, it's dealing with like tradition. It's dealing with tradition. Yeah. And once again, tradition, and it's dealing with just no relationship with God. That's what it's dealing with as well. No power of God. All that stuff is part of religion, and all that stuff I just mentioned. None of that stuff is a part of God. Once again, it's not a part of God, and God's power is not a part of religion. God is not in religion. No relationship with God at all concerning this religion stuff. And yeah, all this stuff is a part of Satan's prophecy. And yeah, I know you people, certain individuals may never heard a message like this, but this stuff is very real, and this stuff is very deep. Because see, you got to understand that Satan's prophecy is at work. It's at work, and many of you people are, you heard about prophecy and all this stuff before, and all this stuff. Some of you haven't, and all this stuff too. But anyhow, yeah, prophecy. You guys are used to like God, and you're used to like maybe the Bible or something in that nature too. But no, this has to deal with Satan's prophecy. And see, his prophecy, yeah, I mean, certain things just will be fulfilled concerning him too. That's what you gotta understand, because his kingdom is a very relevant kingdom too, and many, many souls are a part of it, and I'm going to be very real. I mean, like I said, I've already listed the different individuals and beings a part of it, already listed that, but just to get more in depth, I mean, people who are just like in disguise and all this stuff is a part of Satan's prophecy too. And these people in disguise are not limited. I may have mentioned this in some form of way before too, but yeah, Satan's prophecy is at work, and these people sign these certain contracts spiritually with Satan, and the stuff is on a spiritual level, and they carry out his will more or less. Is more or less what this is dealing with. And yeah, he's gonna come up against your Christian and all this stuff, certain Christians and all this stuff. You people have no idea about this stuff, and I know you don't. But humbly speaking, this stuff is a real matter. And people a part of Satan's prophecy are going to easily deceive you guys. I'm just being very real, because this stuff is truly not a game. And your other religions as well, like I said, there's very few Christians who God is truly even with and also interested in, if I'm being real. And the rest of you certain individuals a part of that stuff really is just, God is just not a part of, I'm being real. Very few Christians that God is like, once again with and just dealing with. And then these other people part of religion, no, God is not part of that at all. And I'm just being very real, because this stuff is not a game, and Satan's prophecy will be fulfilled as well. That's what you gotta understand. That's what I'm getting into. And get more into. And yeah, Satan's prophecy, yeah, it's dealing with once again these contracts that these certain people sign with him in the Spirit. And they're very much aware of certain matters concerning, Satan's anointing and more or less Satan's power, as I keep mentioning to you certain people numerous times. But you guys take this as a light matter, but Satan is not playing, and Satan's prophecy is real, and it will be fulfilled concerning a lot of individuals and souls. I'm just going to leave it at that, and certain beings as well, and overall just the earth realm. That's what you got to understand about Satan's prophecy. But he will be destroyed in the very, very end by God, the God of Israel. Yeah, and certain things are limited concerning Satan, but overall these people will, and these certain beings will be carrying out his will and certain things concerning Satan's prophecy. And that's what you got to understand about Satan's prophecy, is that his kingdom will more or less just rule concerning majority of the earth realm. I'm just being very real. And like I said, you Christian people, you know, you Christian people just don't stand a chance with this stuff. I'm being very real, you know. Like I said, very few Christians that God is like even dealing with and all that stuff. And then all you people are part of that other stuff. It's, religion and all that stuff. You guys are done. That's why I say majority of you Christians are you're done. That's what I'm telling you. You're done concerning this matter, And I'm saying these things intentionally and all this stuff because God does look at things from a deeper lens. But what I'm telling you is religion is a part of Satan's prophecy, getting back into that. And if you are more or less aware of these matters and you're still a part of, all this stuff concerning religion, God is going to not only hold you accountable, but he's going to more or less end up handing you over to Satan's prophecy. And that's the thing about this stuff. This stuff's not a game because Satan's prophecy is concerning taking you to hell and the lake of fire too. And then it's also dealing with like these other parts of the realm of the spirit where Satan is just like tormenting souls and beings and just wicked people and all this stuff. The stuff is truly, truly not a game, and Satan's prophecy is at work. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But with all that being said, many demons, many spirits, unclean spirits that are part of Satan's prophecy, orchestrating things to take place concerning Satan's kingdom. And like I said, you Christian people, majority of you Christian people, like you're just done. I'm just being real. And then very few that God will more or less spare, depending on where they're at with him. And then all the other Christians, you're going to burn. You're going to burn. So with all that being said, I'm out.